A new set of controversy for Rachel Nordlinger, a city investigation revealing she may have failed to mention she was dating and living with a known criminal when she filled out a background check form.
I think the de Blasio administration is going to have to look seriously at how they engage Rachel going forward.
Political analyst Basil Smikle says while Nordlinger is known to be very good at her job, formerly as the communications director for Reverend Al Sharpton and now chief of staff to Charlene McCray, the city's first lady, this latest blow may not bode so well for her.
What will be interesting going forward is whether or not they'll sort of allow her to say, hey, okay, you made a mistake, just refill out the form, or if some stronger measures have to be taken.
For at least 2 years, Nordlinger has been dating and sharing a home with a convicted killer and drug dealer, Hassan McFarland. McFarland also known to write offensive posts about the city's police department. The president of the Police Officers Union made it clear recently to Pix 11 that he feels she should be fired. So far, there are no signs of that happening. But are we seeing special treatment here? Keep in mind, de Blasio's former communications director, Liz Smith, was forced to resign over her relationship with ex-governor Eliot Spitzer.
I don't think we can really differentiate between the two because you, as an elected leader, should not be involved in making decisions based on who people around you date. The issue is, again, going back to the Department of Investigations form, did you change or alter or omit information on purpose?
The city's Department of Investigation actually just completed its review of that background check. According to a spokesperson with the mayor's office, we are told that that inquiry found that Ms. Nordlinger had failed to disclose that information that she was living with her boyfriend during the background check. Now, the mayor's office says they found no evidence that this was done intentionally, that she did not do it to deceive the mayor's office. In this case, they found that they will be part of her process and they will be adding it to her personal file. However, they will not be punishing her any further. They will be, again, included in her file. The Department of Investigation wrapping up their review of that background check. In the meantime, we did speak to her attorney, who has maintained from the very beginning that who she is involved with in terms of a relationship has no bearing on her work with the city. We're reporting live outside of City Hall. I'm Narmeen Chaudhry, Pix 11 News.
More trouble for mayoral aide Rachel Nordlinger. DNA Info reports that she owes almost $900 in unpaid parking tickets. All but one of the violations have come since she became the First Lady's chief of staff. The city finance department told the site that Nordlinger has set up a repayment plan, but she still owes money. She's been under fire for weeks since it was revealed that her live-in boyfriend has served prison time on several charges, but didn't disclose that before taking her current job. Mayor de Blasio has said that he has talked to her and it is time to move on.
NYC First Lady Charlene McCray was all smiles this morning during a public appearance.
Well, thank you, everyone, for being here in the Bronx.
But there was no mention and no sight of the woman often by her side, her now embattled chief of staff, Rachel Nordlinger. Nordlinger was spotted today on the front page of the New York Post with the headline, "Oops, she did it again." The Post reporting Nordlinger, a top City Hall official, failed to mention a $28,000 IRS lien on a public disclosure document, a claim City Hall later denied. But then there was another scandal in less than 24 hours. News website DNA Info reporting that in 2011, Nordlinger and her boyfriend were busted in a car smelling of marijuana with a minor in the back seat. Nordlinger's live-in boyfriend, Hassan McFarland, has a lengthy rap sheet that includes manslaughter conviction.
It's a great embarrassment for the mayor. I mean, these new revelations keep coming and coming, and at a certain point, the mayor is going to have to take action.
But the de Blasios are standing by their close confidant. City Hall sent Pix 11 this statement. Rachel Nordlinger is a valued member of our team. Her experience fighting for social justice and civil rights has helped us follow through on Mayor de Blasio's commitment to combat income inequality and lift up New Yorkers struggling to get by. But some can't seem to understand why Mayor de Blasio supports Nordlinger and her boyfriend when candidate de Blasio was quick to dump communications aide Liz Smith over her romantic ties to a former governor.
The mayor certainly threw Liz Smith under the bus for her relationship with Eliot Spitzer, and it's a little baffling why he has been so vigilant in defending Rachel Nordlinger.
For Morgan Peshma, New York City politics are more than just a hobby, it's his job. He's the editor-in-chief of City and State magazine. This insider believes Nordlinger's reputation as a solid professional and civil rights advocate may not be enough to help her weather this political storm.
On the embattled chief of staff for Mayor de Blasio's wife, Rachel Nordlinger, announced today she will take an unpaid leave of absence. As CBS 2's political reporter Marcia Kramer reports, the mayor says Nordlinger is the victim of a smear campaign.
For 2 months, the steady drip, drip, drip of scandal engulfed First Lady Chirlane McCray's chief of staff, Rachel Nordlinger. From having a live-in boyfriend who did time for manslaughter to non-payment of taxes, tickets, and Easy Pass bills, yet the mayor painted her as a victim.
We saw this in the 1950s. If someone wants to smear people and use that for political purposes, there's a pretty easy playbook for doing it. It's repulsive, but it's become quite common.
The mayor has steadfastly supported Nordlinger, who worked for the Reverend Al Sharpton before working for the First Lady. He was unmoved by her failure to disclose she lived with convicted felon Hassan McFarland, unmoved that she failed to disclose she owed the IRS $28,000, had $7,000 in unpaid Easy Pass tolls, and $900 in unpaid parking tickets.
So I think something's gone wrong here. The notion that somehow in modern society, not just your own actions, but your girlfriend or boyfriend, your own teenage child, somehow all of this is fair game in the public discourse.
Nordlinger took an unpaid leave of absence after her 17-year-old son, Kari, was arrested Friday for criminal trespass. "I can handle criticism and scrutiny of me," Nordlinger said, "but increasingly, my son has been subjected to attacks that have nothing to do with the public interest and everything to do with derailing this administration. I do not want to be a distraction. The work at hand is far too urgent." But the strident anti-cop bias of Nordlinger's boyfriend, he attacked cops on social media, caused problems with police. Patrolmen's Benevolent Association President Patrick Lynch said that if City Hall replaces Nordlinger, we hope they can find someone who appreciates the critical role that police have in making this city a viable place to live and who will not bring an anti-police bias to the table. Well, several statements of support for Nordlinger were issued by members of the African-American community. The Reverend Al Sharpton's message, quote, "Don't let outrageous smear deter you from your goals. Nordlinger's position will be filled by someone else, but the mayor says she will be able to return to the administration in the future if she wants."
If she wants. We'll be watching. Thanks, Marcia.